gonna do right here is go back. Way back. Back into time. Back into time. Back into time.
Check it out, y'all. 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 Check it out.
Yeah, it's the Archivest, y'all. Exclusively interviewing DJ Cash Money.
What's the deal, yo?
What's the deal? And who is Mr. Cash Money?
Mr. Cash Money is a guy who loves music and loves to spin the music that he loves to the people and make them happy. Take their mind off of the bullshit that they were going through during the week. So when you come to a Cash Money party, be ready to sweat, be ready to enjoy yourself, and be ready just to dance your ass off.
And DJ Grand Wizard Theodore, the inventor of the scratch, what was it like seeing one of your inspirations back in the 80s to who you are today?
Well, I never seen Grand Wizard Theodore back then. Only thing I could go on is the cassette tapes, right? But now that we've become real good friends and family, I still get like nervous around him because he's the guy that I grew up listening to, and man, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here, man. Seriously, I tell him that all the time. You know, I mean, sometimes he calls me on the phone. I'm like, damn, this is Grand Wizard Theodore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm starstruck with that cat, man. For real.
And the Kings of Spin and the record Scratching to the Funk, some very classic moments. Share with us.
Oh man, let me see. That record has a funny story behind it. There was a guy who owned the Trouble Funk label and all the Trouble Funk groups. He wanted me just to do a mix, so they brought me in. That was one take that I did it. I never spun Trouble Funk music ever, and that record came out, and I never knew it was such a big hit until I went over to London, and everybody was going crazy.
And your favorite mixtapes that you've made, some real Philly classics, and tell us about the World Series.
Well, let's go to the Philly classics right fast. My favorite tape that I ever made was called Old School Need to Learn Of, the first one, because that's the era that I grew up. It got me into hip hop. Like, you know, the Grandmaster Flashes, Spoonie G, Maestro, yeah, that era. Plus it's the break beats, you know. Because back before, when I first started out, that's all I used to listen to. That got me in the whole DJ game. As far as the World Series, we getting ready to take that thing again. We got my man Cliff Lee. I mean, you know what I mean? So, here we go again.
For sure. And tell us about the Zodiac Club. And share with us your experience.
Oh man, why'd you find out about that, man? That's crazy, yo. This cat's been doing his homework. Damn, the Zodiac Club. That was the first club that I played in New York, and it was crazy because the way I set my turntables up, I had the tone arm at the top. They've never seen that before up in New York, so when I was setting them up, everybody was like, oh, he's whack. Look at the way he's setting his turntables up. And I'm like, oh, man. So my MC Marvelous, he was a little nervous because it was our very first show in New York City. And it was in the Bronx, you know. So I was just like, yo, man, get off the mic for a minute. Let me show him the demonstration of what I do. From that point on, man, New York have showed me so much love. It's like my second home, man.
And your favorite hip-hop memory that you've been part of or contributed to?
I think when I won the World Championship, the final World DMC, I had set a goal for myself to be known as the world's greatest DJ. I know that was, at that time, was a far-fetched thing to think of, but I just wanted to try to do it. So I entered these contests. I mean, I won them. You know, and that DMC was such an important part of history because, first of all, the competition was at the Royal Albert Hall. It was unheard of for any type of hip hop or any type of urban alternative music to be there, because that's where the Queen would go to see operas. You know what I mean? So what DMC did, man, was really a historical situation. They bridged the gap between pop music and urban music and put that all in that one arena. You know, so the pop culture got a chance to see hip hop the way we do it, and hip hop had a chance to see pop. So that's what made it real a interesting thing. And it's a funny story I'm gonna tell you. I just did a show in Singapore, and I never met David Guetta ever. I wanted to meet him because his success and everything. I just wanted to meet him, And he came up to me and told me that when he seen me spin, that I changed his life. Now, who would ever know? You know what I'm saying? You just see this mega super producer, slash DJ. Who would ever know behind the scenes that I would be inspiring somebody like him? And you don't really know because you're out there just doing your thing. So that blows my mind. I mean, I'm still tripping off of that. I see a lot of these big house DJs. They're all like, Cash, you are the reason why I got into the. I'm like, whoa. So when you're just doing your thing, man, you stay true to what you do. I know I come from hip hop. I would never change that, but I also want to go into other genres of music as well, because they need to learn what a real good DJ. I don't even like to call myself a DJ anymore because that term is so loosely used. I like to call myself an entertainer because that's my job, is to entertain a room from the time I'm on until the time I'm off. So I know that was a long-winded answer.
No, that was great.
Yeah, but I'm passionate about what I do, man. I mean, I've been doing this over almost close to 30 years, man. And it's like, to still be doing this. It's these kids today wearing diapers when I was in my heyday. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Yeah, and so it's a blessing, man. And I'm humble, and I'm very thankful.
And your Rock the Bells experience and the biggest crowd you've ever rocked?
I would think that biggest crowd would be we'd have to be that last one I just did in Singapore.
Wow.
Or Glastonbury. Maybe that Singapore thing, 30,000 is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what does it take to be at the caliber as a world-class DJ in hip-hop?
First of all, it has a lot to do with reputation. Plus, I try to stay true to my roots of what I do. Yes, I'm a hip hop DJ, but I don't like people to pigeonhole me and say, "Oh, he's just a hip hop DJ. This is all he's going to spin." No, I'm a music lover at the end of the day. So whatever it takes to rock that house, that's the thing I always say. I give you what you want. I'll play what you want. Then I have to play you what you need to hear, which is an education.
And you have anything to say to Canada?
Love Canada, man. Vancouver, it's been a long time since I've been here, and I wish I had more time to spend, but there's so much history here. From me just digging for records, and I've been knowing G-Man for like years, man, and to see him still doing his thing and still around is an absolute blessing, man. It's hard in this game, he owns his own club. How about that?
And one more question. One of the rarest records you own, and share with us one of the most important samples you have, and why it's important to collect vinyl.
I can't really answer that to say which one is most important, because they're all like my little babies. You know what I mean? They're like my children. Like, for me, right now, I've never stopped digging for records. I have about 20,000 albums.
Right.
The things that I think are the rarest forms of records are the 45s. Because they were the first things that an artist could afford, the less expensive records for them to press up back in the 70s, and the records are hard as hell to find on certain artists. So, I love my 45s, man. That's my thing right now, man. Them little records with the big holes, man.
And you got any other shouts?
Yeah, man, just, thank you for taking the time out and doing what you do. Vancouver, I love Canada as a whole. I love there's so much history up here. I mean, I'm working on a DVD of my life.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, I mean, people want to know. People usually always talk about me, but they never see me talk for myself. So there's nobody else that can tell my story than me, and I think it's a hell of a journey, if you think back. I had a trip from Philly to Toronto to here, and I'm sitting in airport, and it's a funny story. Back in like 84, 85, before I even made any records, we were touring in Toronto. Somebody got a cassette tape and had us come up. Me and Marvelous came up there. Nobody really knew who we were. We tore the place down. We built our reputation up so big in Toronto. And it's funny because I have a double goose coat, right, which is a throwback. 1985, me and my MC were walking. We just got these coats, man. And we were walking through the airport. Everybody was like, man, they're fresh. The only person they seen with them was Run DMC at the time. You know what I mean? So it's funny, 20-something years later, here I am in Toronto rocking the double goose again.
That's amazing. And this is the Archivest, and you already know the name, y'all.
Word up. DJ Cash Money, keep it green, man. And that means keep it peaceful, man.